doing a live broadcast.
A live broadcast.
Can you?
Whoop-de-doo.
So you can I guess you can read the comments on this thing too, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
You should be able to.
Right now.
I mean, it would suck if you couldn't.
Right now, it just says creating a live broadcast.
And it says no comments yet.
Available.
All right, cool. So you can.
It says I don't have access to comments or reactions from viewers on Facebook Live.
You don't.
So I do not have access.
Don't have them?
To comments.
Oh,
Nope.
okay. Well, I have them. That's fine. You don't need them. You don't need to know what people say. Cole May says Bradley sucks. That's what he says.
You know,
so
that's something I would expect to come out of Cole May's mouth.
So you didn't get to. You didn't. Yeah. You didn't get to go to New Orleans. That sucked, man. New Orleans. That meetup was awesome.
You know what? I saw pictures and I saw posts and I talked to a few people and I heard all the fun that I missed out on. But I will tell you, I was listening to a medical channel on Sirius XM radio yesterday on my way home from work. And do you know that one dude caused 55,000 COVID-19 infections in New Orleans last year? Yeah, like he didn't directly infect all of those 55,000 people, but like secondary and tertiary infections just from that one dude.
Yeah.
55,000 people got infected.
That is
so I'm not like
crazy.
I feel like I made the right decision, but it's still sad I didn't get to go.
Yeah. Why is my phone? Phone's constantly going off. Yeah, no, it was super fun. Everybody was at least fairly well safe, like as safe as you could have been back then. Like nobody knew how serious anything was going to be back then. So everybody was fairly well safe. Like we had an entire bar to ourselves, which was cool. But me and Brett are talking about going again, and if we go, you should go. Man. Like it's like offhand conversation right now, but you should totally go.
Well, so like my side job now, well, my only job, but it's like a temp gig. But I'm assisting in vaccination. Like I'm a vaccine support dude. Basically, I key in information while people are getting their vaccines. But anyways, that means I am now tier 1 in the vaccine list, so I get my vaccine next week.
Nice.
So that's exciting.
Nice. I want mine. Florida, like we've got a lot of vaccines, but they're not giving them to people like me yet. And I don't want to play like the firefighter card because I can totally be like I'm a first responder. I need this, but I feel like if I get it, it would take away from somebody who actually needs it. And I don't want to play that card. So anyway, do you have any? Have you thought any about New Orleans, about the secret in New Orleans? Is there anything you like about it?
I mean, I liked when I thought that you had it in your hands, and then we found out that you probably didn't.
Yeah,
that was sad.
That was super awesome and sad. So I guess for everybody who doesn't know. Back when me and JM were doing the podcast together, we both took a trip to New Orleans, and we had a really, really good dig spot. We had a dig spot next to Gallier Hall. Everything sort of fit, and we dug a hole, and we found some broken sort of crap that really looked like a cask. It had, it had carvings in it. It was parts of it were painted in a weird way, and the cask is built in a strange way. Like it's hard to describe, but once you hold it, you know that it's not the regular type of ceramic that you're used to. It doesn't have the right texture. It doesn't have the right weight. It's different. You know when you're holding a piece of the cask, and it felt like that. So we all sort of went along with maybe we found parts of the cask until we were able to compare it to Brian's broken pieces of the cask, and we were like, nah, it's a little too light. It's not the perfect consistency. So we're pretty sure that wasn't a cask.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Sucks. But it is what it is. It just means that there's a cask in New Orleans. Let's go find it.
It is, yeah. And you know what? I'm on board with Storyland.
Yeah.
Storyland is great. Before the cast, before the live stream you guys did earlier, whatever you want to call it, a couple members had reached out to me over the last couple of years and just kind of dump some information my way. And just from what I've read there and then what I heard today, yeah, I think that's a really compelling match.
I mean, if we're going with the Montreal with the leg eater, if we're going with that match, and that's like an obvious match, the only obvious like one-to-one thing in the New Orleans painting is that flower. That flower is a perfect match for the flowers in Storyland. Like there's no getting around that. There's just not. It's perfect. So
I agree.
Anyway, but the thing that I wanted to touch on with with Ashley and Brody that we didn't get to touch on is the way people are looking at the puzzle. Like, and I feel like I'm a big cause of this. That people look at these paintings as like almost like Highlights magazine, like find this thing that looks exactly like this other thing. And when JJP did that interview with EU, he told you like you can't solve these the same way. All of these paintings don't work quite the same way. And he with Boston, he tried to get you to with that that stupid Boston Pops thing. He tried to get you to like look at the painting as a story and try to figure out the stories behind it. And the entirety of the New Orleans painting, now I'm saying I'm not the first person to come up with this. Like this is an Ashley and a Sabrina thing. They were the first people that I saw put this together. But the entirety of the New Orleans painting seems to be nursery rhymes. Like, have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Let me pull up the painting real quick.
Well, when you guys were talking about the Three Little Pigs earlier, I was like, well, I mean, people say that that's the hand of like a wolf, so that kind of goes together.
Yeah, we're like Little
Red
Riding Hood, like the wolf in
Grandma's clothes. Yeah,
laying on the bed. Yeah, Little Miss Muffet sitting on her tuffet eating her curds and whey. Like the Little Miss Muffet in Storyland literally is sitting there eating her curds and whey with her spoon, and there's that spoon that's randomly in the sleeve of whatever's holding that mask.
Yeah. Somebody, I can't, I don't have permission, and I wasn't able to reach out to him before we did this, and I didn't get a response in time, but there was another nice image match in the arm that goes along with Storyland as well. And I'll post that in the community if I get permission to post that, but it's a nice little match.
But there's like, the grandfather clock at midnight for Cinderella, which is another, like there's the giant pumpkin carousel, whatever, that Cinderella, that's in Storyland.
Right.
There's one of the things that Sabrina and Ashley pointed out was Goodnight Moon. The moon and the stars in the image look like the moon and the stars from the book Goodnight Moon, but there's also there's the cow jumping over the moon in Storyland. Like all of this stuff, if you look at it like the Boston Pops, like if you don't look at it like that, or the Boston Globe rather, if you look at it, if you don't look at it like that thing looks like the 2 C's or whatever in Charlesgate, if you look at it as trying to tell you a story, this painting makes a lot of sense in regards to Storyland, where it doesn't make a lot of sense, otherwise.
Yeah, I can see that.
So like everything from the oddly colored check marks that are the same colors as the Cheshire Cat that's in Storyland. Like a lot of this stuff makes sense in relation to Storyland. But it's a way like most people don't look at the painting like that. Most people look at it like that's Louis Armstrong's face.
Well, it kind of looks like
most people look at it like that.
Louis Armstrong's face.
It does not look
it
like
kind of does.
Like I've never bought it. Does not.
It
looks nothing like Louis
Armstrong. Say it's an exact match. It's not a leg eater match, but it kind of does.
I mean, I think the only reason people like the top of that clock in the painting does look like the entrance to Louis Armstrong Park. It looks a lot like it. And that's an odd architectural detail, but I think that's why people have always said that's Louis Armstrong, because it does, like, if you just look at that, if no one's ever told you that's supposed to be Louis Armstrong, you look at it and you're not going to think Louis Armstrong. It's just a mask.
Right, but if nobody told me that was a home plate on her sleeve, I would have never thought that was a home plate on her sleeve.
I guess. Anyway.
So, but the clock is there's an exact match for that clock, right? It's inside the lobby of it's like a hotel or something.
Not really. Not in my opinion anyway. Like grandfather clocks look like grandfather clocks.
Yeah.
But
this one they don't all look the same. They don't all have the same.
Not exactly.
Type of, yeah. But I've seen this image match and they look pretty dead on.
Okay, so dig up the lobby of the hotel.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
I see what you're saying with Storyland.
I'm not
absolutely.
saying, and I'm right. I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is the creative way of looking at that painting is something that people need to do more often. Like we've got a lot of paintings out here that stuff in it just doesn't make any sense, and we're stretching and zooming in and looking for weird crap and making formulas or whatever, when maybe we're just looking at the paintings wrong, right? Maybe we're interpreting what JJP's trying to say the wrong way. Maybe we're taking it a little too literal.
I mean, I think we have to be at this point. Look at the New York image. The New York image is by far the most complex as far as what is he trying to tell me. So yeah, I think we need to move away from not away from simplicity per se, but just how we're approaching.
Yeah,
like you're saying, because Chicago, Cleveland, those were. Let me show you exactly where you're at.
No.
Yeah, they can't all be that way.
No.
And clearly they're not. JJP's told us they're not. So, yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, that was just a point I wanted to make that I didn't get to make in the earlier thing. And since all this is going to be edited down into one show, I figured, why not do it now? Like, maybe think about looking at the paintings differently. Maybe think about not trying to find matches to everything. Maybe think about what the elements of the paintings mean, what the colors mean, what, you know, maybe think about them a little differently. Anyway.
Yeah, like Roanoke. I mean, obviously everybody knows that's what I look at the most. There are some obvious matches that look like things that you'll find on Roanoke Island. Yeah. There's obvious matches of things that you'll find off of Roanoke Island at the Wright Brothers Memorial. But there's just something about that painting that we're not getting, and it's not an image match. There's something going on. We just got to figure out how to read it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it kind of goes along with what you're saying.
But and that's the thing. Like, so you've got a bunch of image matches on two completely different islands in Roanoke. Like, what is that like? You can't dig in both places at once, and they both can't lead you to a dig spot. You know what I'm saying? So. Right. Are we looking at them? Should we, instead of trying to figure out where these things are, try to figure out what they mean in regards to the painting as a whole? Like, is the painting trying to tell you a story? Are different elements trying to tell you a story? What's the painting trying to accomplish?
Yeah, like in the Boston image with the Boston Pops, right? You have to look at it as a story. You have to look at it. You have to imagine there's movement within this still photo.
Yeah.
Same thing with Roanoke. There seems to be the night. We'll call him the night. The night is not symmetrical. There's something off balance. There's some movement there. Why is he moving? Why is he? I don't know. Is he spinning? Is there a reason why he might be spinning? I don't know. I have some ideas, but yeah, there's something going on.
Yeah.
So I agree. We have to reevaluate how we're interpreting these images.
Yeah. So what else? What else is going on in the world of The Secret?
Well, I saw a pretty awesome spot on PBS yesterday. Yesterday. That was super cool. We got to see Steve Norton, our Milwaukee moderator and awesome dude, to give us some information, and I agree with him 100%, and I like that because you don't really get this a lot when people get on TV and they start talking about The Secret. They tend to focus on, this is my solve, and this is what I think, and this is why I'm right, and me. And I really love that Steve took a second to talk about, this is about a community, this is about friends, this is about getting to know people, and this is why I think the treasure is special. And so I really, really loved his comments.
Steve is like that. That's Steve 100%, man. He wasn't putting on a mask. He's just the nicest, sweetest guy I've ever met. Like me and John Hardipy, when we went up to Milwaukee, we went out to breakfast with him and his wife, and he was just the sweetest dude. And he's all about helping whoever needs help, however they need help. It's just if the entire community were nothing but Steve Norton's, it would. I don't know. He's just the nicest guy. That's all I can say about him.
He seemed very genuine. Very, very genuine. I thought it was awesome. And Brian Zinn, thank you for the shout outs. Kind of did a little advertisement for us, whether he did that intentionally or not. But I appreciate that. And looking sharp in your office as well, sir.
Yeah.
I've never seen Brian Zinn like that.
I've never seen him not in a pink shirt. Yeah. I was disappointed he didn't wear that.
Yeah. He was obviously in the office. But it was cool. It was really cool. Who else did we hear from? We heard from Rob
Yeah.
Robel. Yep. And okay. So there seems to be some sort of argument. Is it Robel or is it Robel? Do we know?
I don't know. I've always called him Rob Robel.
Me too. And now I feel bad because somebody called him Robel, and I'm like,
Robel?
Oh God, have I been saying your name wrong this whole time?
Oh shit! I feel like a bad
me too.
friend. Are you Bradley Hedges?
Yeah, but I just never wanted to correct you. No, I'm not. But yeah, no. So Rob, let us know. How are we supposed to say your last name?
Yeah, exactly.
Post a little video. Let's see. Who else did we hear from? We heard from JM, and that was really awesome to get to hear from him. I don't get to hear from him a lot. And he was there at the Compass, at the Lighthouse Compass, giving some great information there. So that was cool. Let's see. Who else? We heard from Joellen. She doesn't really get in the spotlight a lot. So that was really awesome to get to hear from Joellen, to actually see a video of Joellen in an interview in her studio, it looked like, with her friend behind her.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
I did notice that.
Yeah. The Maitre Demon?
She really likes the Maitre Demon.
He's pretty cool.
He is pretty cool. Yeah. It's one of the only things she has left. Like, I think the rest of them she sold.
She found one recently. I don't know if it's public knowledge. Well, she posted on Facebook, so I guess it is. She found the typographical terror.
Like a little drawing.
Little cutouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
That was cool. It was like just in a random drawer collecting dust.
It was interesting hearing how the casts were made finally. Like we've always kind of assumed they were just carved, like out of a solid block of clay, because we're idiots, I guess. But knowing that she like sliced off different sections and then formed them into a box and then carved the creatures and put those on the box, like it was really interesting to hear exactly how the thing was made.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, exactly how it was molded, and which threw a little wrench in some stuff.
Right, yeah. Well, so I guess we'll address that as well. The tribute hunt, which you can check out kitpalancar.com if you have any questions about the tribute hunt. But the main prize that everybody wants from the tribute hunt is a cask. Yeah. And I think originally it was thought that this cask was the original cask, that was the one that Joellen made that was used to make the rest of the casks. Yeah. And it came to light from Joellen that may not necessarily be the case. And I don't think anybody did anything maliciously. No. I don't think anybody thought that it was not the original cask and said it was. I think it was generally thought. As a matter of fact, I thought it was the original cask. I think you did. Yeah. So everybody that had any info on it, including JM, thought it was the original cask. Yeah. But it seems like we found out that it's not necessarily the original cask, that the original cask isn't a thing. Yeah. Apparently it was made with clay that wasn't fired, wasn't hardened. And once the mold was made, Joellen said that they literally would scrape the pieces out of the mold. And that was that. That was garbage. Yeah. So yeah, it's a genuine cask. Yeah. But so it's still something I think everybody wants, but it's not the one. But even though, like, the podcast doesn't really talk about the tribute because we were asked not to, and that's fine. We just don't. But we felt like it was we felt like it was necessary to come out and at least say, like, as far as I knew, as far as what Joellen said to me and JM when this first happened, I thought it was the original cask. Like, there's nothing malicious with it. Because I've kind of heard that, like, there's nothing malicious. Everybody has always assumed it was the original cast, and finding out it's not doesn't necessarily make it any less special. Like, it's Joellen's cast, you know. Yeah. It's the one it's the proof, you know. It's the one that Byron handed the carver and was like, "Is this okay?" It's that one, and that's, you know, still super special. Absolutely, I would love to have it on my mantle. Yeah. My bookshelf. I have my secret bookshelf. By the way, if you guys don't know, we have a I always want to call it Vine because it used to be Vine. It basically is Vine. TikTok. We have a TikTok account, and what I'm the one that's running it right now. And basically what I've been doing is going through books. I don't do it. I do like a broadcast like maybe once a week. But if you see it, you'll see my bookshelf, and that's the secret bookshelf, and so it would go lovely there.
Destiny, like I don't do TikTok. I just don't. I don't understand TikTok. But Destiny came up to me yesterday and she was like, "You guys made TikTok." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she showed me some dudes like giving an overview of the secret over like 4 different TikTok videos. I was like, "Holy shit! Okay, how far are we gonna go?"
Was it me
or
was
it you?
It
was somebody else?
Oh yeah. There's some dude that has one, and he's like, don't look at Facebook, don't listen to the podcast, don't get any information from anybody. We're gonna start this from scratch.
Well, fuck
and then like
guy.
in his very next broadcast, he's like, well, I'm gonna give you this information, and I know this information because I got it from Facebook. But I'm like, wait, dude, stop. You're already off your basis. But he seems like a pretty cool dude, just trying to have some fun with the secret. I don't blame him. But yeah, we have a TikTok. It's not, amazing. TikTok's a special planet.
Are you gonna?
There's different countries you can go to, and I'd be careful of which countries you go to.
Are you gonna make twerk videos on TikTok? I hear those are popular.
What do you mean going to?
We'll blow. Oh, that's how we're. Okay, I got you.
I gotta get the what do you call them? The likes and the subscribes, the follows. That's what it is.
We gotta get Kit on TikTok. Kit like rails against TikTok. He hates that platform.
Oh yeah.
So we gotta get Kit on TikTok. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know why. I guess
there's some great corners of TikTok that I thoroughly enjoy, and there's others that I'm like, oh my god, I'm really sad that I just watched that, and I'm never gonna be able to unwatch that. So. But we're not here to talk about TikTok. Let's talk about sorry I derailed us. Let's see. So we what else happened on that show? Did we? Renner. Yeah. Renner was on the show. He said something to the effect that JJP. Something. Didn't he say like JGP thought that they were in the right spot and thought they were going to dig up the Milwaukee cask? He said that he was watching it and he really thought that was the spot, at least for Renner.
Yeah,
that's the first time I've heard that.
No, I've heard
gotcha.
That. That's I heard it third hand, but yeah, he gets really excited when these things come on. But yeah, he thought they were gonna dig it up, but they didn't because. He doesn't know where they're buried.
Yeah.
Neither.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. Somebody posted on Facebook today a little thing. It was an article that surfaces every once in a while, and it's an interview with Byron Price, and Byron Price is quoted as saying that in case something happens to him, and yes, it's really eerie that he says in this quote, if I'm hit by a truck, because if those of you don't know what happened, he died in a car accident where he was hit by a truck. Well, it
was a bus, but yeah.
A bus, yeah.
Yeah.
But in that quote, he says that in his bank vault, or in a bank vault, he has the solutions, and there's instructions for somebody to open them in case something were to happen to him. What a lot of people may not know is, go back and listen to the podcast. So when Brian and Andy found their cask in 2005, they went to New York and they met with Byron Price. He had lunch with them, and he took him to the bank vault to get their gem. And he apparently took this is a story I heard from Brian and Andy. So obviously I don't know this firsthand, but from what I understand, he took quite some time going through the bank vault, and instead of just bringing out the gem, it seemed like he was searching for something. And when he came back, they were discussing, he's like, they weren't there. I thought it was there. They weren't there. And so the solutions weren't in the bank vault. Yeah. He thought they were, but they weren't. So who knows what happened to them? As a matter of fact, Ben Asen was telling a story once about photographs that he had taken for the book. And he sent the packet of photographs to Byron Price. And then Byron Price reached out to him. He's like, where are these photos? And Ben's like, well, I sent them to you. And he's like, well, I don't have them. So he had to do it again, send them. And he came back, and they were sitting on Byron's desk. The original ones that he had sent them were there on Byron's desk in front of him. And he didn't know he had them. So it's not at all unlikely that this list of solutions just got lost in a stack of paper.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think,
it's not a it's
you gotta think, man. If your significant other dies, your father dies or whatever, you're going through all of this trouble liquidating their stuff. Like, it's a really, really hard time for you. You're not worried about a single piece of paper from some obscure book from 20 years ago that might be sitting in a bank vault. You're just selling. You're just getting rid of stuff. You're just throwing away trash. You're not thinking about it. So even if, let's say you had a book with all of the detailed solutions from everything, when everybody's cleaning house, when everybody's liquidating the business, odds are it's going to get thrown away. Like, they don't, at that point, they don't care. They've lost a loved one. They don't care. There are no more solutions. I mean, that's really all there is to it.
Yeah, and let's just venture to say that there was a book and somebody does have it. Why do we want to know?
Yeah.
This is a puzzle. I mean, the fun of this is solving the puzzle. Cheating and getting the answers is not solving the puzzle. I don't want a casque that was given to me. I want a casque that I found.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. There's no value. Yeah, sure, I'm sure you can sell it on eBay just like you can an original book, but that's nowhere near the value of the experience of being there with a friend, putting a shovel in the ground, and going, holy shit, I just found a plexiglass box with a casque in it.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine? I'm getting all fuzzy inside just thinking about it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would. Yeah.
So
I agree.
If somebody does have it out there, which I don't think anybody does, but if somebody does, keep it a secret. You already are. Thanks. Keep it that way.
Yeah. And going back to whether or not JJP knows, if JJP knew where these things were buried, he wouldn't have gotten excited watching Renner and Josh dig at the lion because it wasn't there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He wouldn't have been excited. He wouldn't have cared. Been like, they're digging in the wrong spot. I don't give a shit. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
I fall back on, I think Palancar knows what he painted, but I don't think he knows why what he painted is important. I just don't.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah.
So anyway.
So I think that's everything from the broadcast. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so.
No, I think that was it. It was really nice seeing Joellen though. She's super sweet.
She is.
Like, she doesn't have to take time out of her day to do stuff like that, but just, she's the nicest lady.
She absolutely is, and her art is amazing. I mean, the whole crew. Ben Asen has a photography website where he sells his photography. He does a giveaway every month as well. If you join his list, his mailing list, you're automatically entered. His photography is amazing. He has a whole little set of photographs of cats, which everybody knows I love cats. They're wonderful. Joellen's work, she does something, she puts them up for auction every once in a while, but does she have a store where you can actually go and buy her work?
No, she's got a website, and if you see something on it, you can contact her, and odds are it's already sold because she doesn't really update it that much, but I think it's just joellentrilling.com. She's got some stuff up there that you can buy, but I think you got to contact her to buy it.
Gotcha.
I'm not real sure, but yeah, her stuff pops up for auction occasionally. I really like aside from The Secret, I'm a really big fan of Joellen's work, so I tend to snatch it up pretty quick when it comes available. But yeah, it pops up sometimes.
Yeah,
like 3 years ago, one of the Secret dolls popped up.
Really?
I didn't see it, so I didn't get to buy it. I just found like the old auction. Sold for like $200.
Oh wow!
It was crazy. Yeah. I forget the name of it. It's the one that looks like an egg. I mean,
Doesn't come to mind.
I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, that one, it popped up for like $200. It sold for like $200, like 4 or 5 years ago. That's nuts.
She likes cats as well. She does some really fun paintings with cats. So, there's that for me as well. Perard's Facebook page, I highly recommend you follow his illustration page. He likes to post a lot of his illustrations, and they're always awesome. It's amazing what that man can do with a piece of paper and a pen.
Politically motivated, though. So if you don't want politics, stay away.
That's fair. That's very true. Let's see. Who else had something to do with The Secret that still has a active website?
I don't know.
Since we're pimping.
I mean, Overton.
The creators.
Overton's website is like from 1992. He's never touched it.
Overton's recording for the Get Out and Vote was awesome.
Some funkadelic.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a good dude. He's a really good dude. Super good artist. If you ever get to check out his stuff, aside from The Secret, it's yeah. But yeah, did you know he's huge in George Clinton's circle? Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay, so like that was.
Yeah, I've had the joy of seeing George Clinton once, and he's awesome. He's awesome.
I want to.
Oh, dude, if you get a chance to, you definitely need to.
He's like 90 now.
Definitely too.
I'm sure he's still good, but he's like. He's
still
90.
got the funk.
I watched this Tiny Desk concert. That was nice.
Tiny Desk is awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's it for the thing and for that thing. I guess that's it. So
yeah.
I guess like new news, we're gonna try out this format. I was talking to Bradley, and there's a lot of people that want to talk to us about ideas and theories and stuff, and we consider just opening up these little live streams to the community. Like if you want to come on and talk about something, just let us know, and we'll come and talk about it. Like if we'll leave it up to the viewers to decide. We'll just talk about your ideas if you want to. Give you our opinions, whatever.
Yeah.
We just thought it would be a fun thing to do.
If you guys don't know, you can always message us directly at our handle on Facebook. You can obviously message George or myself directly as well, but we do have a secret podcast account that you can message, so we can all see it. Whatever you're most comfortable with. We have an email address, thesecretpodcast@gmail.com. That's SHHH, thesecretpodcast@gmail.com. And we have a phone number as well, which I have no idea what that is off the top of my head. But if you go to 12treasures.com, I'm pretty sure we have all the info there. Also, if you go to the top of the Facebook page, that's something I learned in Vineland, TikTok land. I can point to like stuff in the video. It's great. So if you go to the top of the Facebook page, there's a frequently asked questions under the announcements, and it's got all of our contact info there as well. It also has some easy answers for some things that we get a lot. We've been getting a lot more questions about recently that we thought we had settled a long time ago, like why the images in the new white book suck, and where you can get the good quality images, and all that good kind of stuff. So if you're new to the Facebook page, go up and check out that frequently asked questions. It'll help you out.
So one thing. So Christina Bano, she made a comment, and I forgot you can't, like, you should make these rooms from now on, because you're generally like the comment reader, and I just sort of
that's fair
zone out. I don't mean to, I just don't ever look over at them.
He didn't.
She asked.
Respond to my comments earlier, so it's not you guys.
Well, I've just got so much shit going on my computer screen. It's hard to like. Oh God, one more thing. She wanted to know what location you think's gonna be found next.
Man, after today's show and the conversations and the information I've gotten previously from other members, I like New Orleans Storyland. Yeah. I do. I mean, I think if we put enough resources into that, that's likely. So go ahead.
The difficult thing about Storyland is, like, it was buried in a time when Storyland wasn't important, right? It was buried when it was sort of just a cast-aside park that people vandalized and homeless people slept in. There aren't really any pictures. There's nothing important. Like, there's no documentation for it. And in 83 or whenever, it was just demolished. And we kind of sort of think things were put in the exact same place, but we don't know. So that's difficult. Like, you're going to have to find period information about that park to figure out exactly where everything was.
Well, we've got about 10,000 Facebook group members that can help us do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, please.
That's what the community is all about. Let's do it.
Find some late 70s, early 80s Storyland stuff, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Post that up. Let's get this find for the community. Yeah. This is the closest I think we've been for a while. San Francisco, if I had to put it number 2, I would put it San Francisco.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. So what
about yourself?
Oh, where do I think will be found next? I have no idea. Like, I think so. With it, it's really like it's hard to say because it used to be easy. You used to be able to say what you thought would be found next just by active searchers, but so many of these cities now, especially like the easy ones, don't seem to have that many active, like on the ground searchers. Like Charleston. Charleston's a tiny. There's not that many places that it could be in Charleston, but the people that look in Charleston all focus on the exact same place. They all, dig up this exact same small little park every single weekend. They don't venture out. There's no, like, I don't know. It's hard to say.
It meetup in Charleston a couple days ago. I think a couple members got together.
Really?
Yeah.
They do that a lot in Charleston. That's nice.
It's a nice little area. I went there for the first time a couple weeks ago, and it's a really beautiful little area.
Christina thinks Roanoke will be in the next found. Like that entire island is national park. Like,
man, I would love that to be the case, but knowing where I feel like it probably is, it's never going to be uncovered. Not by any of us. Hopefully there'll be an archaeological dig and it'll just happen to be a byproduct of that dig. But I don't think any of us are gonna dig that one up.
No, there's too much risk.
There is. It's not worth it.
The entire island is a national park. If it's not someone's property, that's a national park, and you'll go to jail.
Yeah, I mean, the baseball park.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good idea, but it's also private property.
Yeah.
And apparently somebody or multiple people have already vandalized the fields there, which is why we always say, guys, the people that are doing this are making it harder for the rest of us. You don't do it the right way, you're not only not going to find it, you might get arrested, you might get fined. You're making the most important thing is that you're making it more difficult for all the people that are trying to do it the right way.
It used to just be so easy to get permission. Now it's
absolutely
awesome. I mean, you literally just used to be able to walk up to groundskeepers and be like, "Can I dig a hole over there?" And they didn't give a shit. But now people are like bothering mayors. Like mayors don't care, or city councils, they don't care. Like, you're not going to be able to walk into the city archaeologist's office and get permission to dig a hole in an archaeological city. You're just not going to be able to do it. Like, stop bothering these people. Ask a park. Ask a grounds worker.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories where people have done that, and the grounds worker's been like, "Hold on, let me get an extra shovel. I want to join."
Yeah.
I mean, these are the people that are going to be like, "Oh, that sounds really cool. Let's see if it's there." Writing, official requests and applying for. Obviously, San Francisco is a different story. They have a permit process. They're all about it. You do want to apply for a permit there. And I heard rumor that they're going to be opening up. I think Linda posted that they might be opening up for permits in around June-ish is what they're planning.
That's pretty cool.
So that's exciting.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's going to be back on track. But just I don't know, man. I guess think small town. That's funny to say because I never lived in a small town until I moved where I am now. But think small town when you go do these things. Just talk to the guy that's emptying trash or something.
What are they saying? South, find a good boy. Just find a dude.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Find a dude working in the park and be like, "Hey, can I dig a hole? Why do you want to dig a hole?" Well, I think there's fucking buried treasure. Well, let me dig with you.
Yeah.
Like that's generally how it's gonna work. But the crappy thing is that requires you to be there. Right? You have to be there, not just in the park, but at a time when a groundskeeper is there. And if you're not local, that's hard. So I understand why people reach out to like the entirety of a parks department because they live in Nebraska and want to dig in, in Roanoke, for instance. So you can't just go there on a whim and hope you're going to bump into somebody. You got to get permission beforehand. So I kind of understand it, but it's not. You're basically shooting yourself in the foot when you do it.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree at all. And on that same note, it's my personal preference and my personal opinion on this that we're trying to find these as a community. So if I'm able to help somebody find one, and one is found, I'm gonna be, yeah, of course I would love to have one on my bookshelf, like I said earlier, but if I can help somebody find one, I'm gonna be stoked. So anytime I come across something that's my idea or that I have permission to share, I put it out there immediately. I know that there's a good amount of people that don't, because I mean, I get emails and they're like, hey, I want to share this with you, but I want to make sure it's completely private. And I honor that privacy. And I don't, just like I talked about earlier, I can't share that image match because I haven't gotten permission yet. But I would like it so much more if instead of you doing that, you just post it up on the community and say, hey guys, this is my idea. What can we do with this? And we all work together. I know it's not going to happen 100% of the time, but that's what the community's for. You know, we're here to help each other find it. So that makes situations like George was just talking about a lot easier. You don't have to necessarily be there because there is somebody that lives there, and they will be more than happy to help you out. So I don't know, just my 2 cents.
I get it. My pet peeve is when people message me and be like, I want to tell you something. It's really important. Like, we could solve the entire puzzle right now. How do I know I can trust you?
Oh, yeah. I hate those. How do, right. I'm bothering you. Now you convince me why I should tell you.
One dude got super upset with me. He was like, I know exactly how St. Augustine works, and I want to help you find this cask. I was like, all right, whatever. He was like, will you dig a hole for me? I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, okay, tell me this. What, in your opinion, do all of these things mean? Like, before I tell you any of my ideas, he's like, what do you think the 74 hidden in the image is? I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even see a 70. Like, dude, I'm not even wasting my time with this. Like, whatever. Like, if you want help, we're more than willing to help you. Just don't make us work. Like, don't make us do that. Don't make us go through all of that.
Make it easy to help you, and that's not just us. That's anybody in the community. If you want help, make it easy for that person. Help them help you. Don't make it a chore.
Brett wants to talk merch. We opened a merch store. Buy some stuff. So my thing was, like, people wanted secret stuff, but people don't necessarily want secret podcast stuff. So I tried to not do podcast stuff. Like, we got a podcast hat, right? But the rest of the stuff's not really branded. It's just cool, like, treasure hunting crap. So if you want to check it out, it's on 12 Treasures. There's a little, like, if you scroll down past the cities, there's a thing. It just says merch.
It's there's a red brick, I think. There's some really fun stuff there. There's a St. Louis shirt, which I love.
We got a Dig Jack shirt now. Brody asked me to make a Dig Jack shirt.
Nice.
I tried to include memes. I don't know.
There's a really good one that's like, what about this don't you understand? And it's got like vectors and all this crazy math on it. Oh, that's a good one. There's some really fun stuff on there. This is hat I'm wearing is from there. So, yeah, I dig it. It's super high quality comfy stuff. We're not trying to like push it and sell it, but it's there if you want it. It's fun stuff.
So cool. Oh, look, Linda says 2 of her favorite guys. I wonder what she's watching. Probably not us. So I don't know. Is there anything else you wanna touch on while we're doing this? I don't know. Like, these things are fun, man. I like just getting together and talking to people, and I feel like I need an excuse to do it. Like, we need a topic or whatever. But I don't know. There's just so much fun.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, when the pandemic first hit and none of us could leave our living room, we did a few episodes with community members, and they were a lot of fun, and I miss that. So I'd love to bring that back.
Oh, yeah. I was looking to see if it showed up in the feed, but I don't know. It might be hard for people to find. And I think, like, the other video that we had earlier got deleted, but that's fine because I saved a copy and I'll upload it.
Oh no.
I don't know. Like, Facebook rooms are weird. That's why I've been trying to do small time stuff. Like, I did the thing with Hardapy, and we did the thing with Ashley and Brody and all this, just so I could figure it out. You know, it's just, Facebook's so weird with stuff. It seemed like it's looking like now if I create a live stream with a room and then I create another one, it deletes the first one, which is weird. So I have to remember to make backups. I don't know.
Yeah, I joined the Hardapy one for about 2 or 3 minutes, and it seemed like it wasn't clear that people were actually watching your conversation. So I was like, I
Totally
feel like I'm like a voyeur. Let me get out of this.
And then John later on, John was like, just delete it. It was more of a private conversation. I was like, all right, whatever. But yeah, we knew people were watching. We were like reading some of the comments and stuff. It was just really just a test.
Cool.
Like all of these have been tests. I don't know. I haven't found like an easy way to just jump in and have a conversation with people yet, which is what I want. I really want to do that. Just find a way where everybody can jump in together and just have a conversation. Aside from that one where we did it where like 50 people were in the room at once and they were all yelling at each other.
Yeah, that's not very productive.
Easy.
Yeah. Somebody asked me the other day, and I was supposed to reach out to you, and I didn't. Is the Fountain of Youth open?
Is it open?
Are they allowing people? Yeah, they're allowing people to come in and visit the park.
Today? Yeah.
No. Just to like. Yeah, just to visit.
It's been over for a long time. Anthony Jasad wants to come on and chat with us one day. Let's do it.
Yeah, come on, Anthony.
Yeah, we'll get Anthony on, and we'll talk about some stuff. Yeah, they've been open for a really long time. I think they were only closed for maybe a month. And when they were closed, they did a bunch of renovations. They renovated all the sidewalks, repainted the 3D globe thing, repainted all the dioramas in the fountain, in the spring house. They cleaned a lot of stuff up, just planted some new trees and stuff. But yeah, it's been open for a while. They're not allowing digs, and frankly, like John Frazier, I don't know what he's been doing, but he's been super busy. Like I've been having a hard time getting it because I have to contact him sometime for business things, like actual non-secret businessy stuff, and he's been difficult to get in touch with. So I assume he's got something going on. So I don't know when they're going to let people dig again. Probably when his life settles down a little bit, but they're open for business. You can go check out the park.
Well, if I know anything about John, I know that he was there for every single one of those trees they planted.
Yeah.
Let me see that hole before you put anything back in it.
The Fountain of Youth has a rule. If you dig a hole, you have to clean the hole. You have to make sure there's nothing in the dirt, and that's every single hole they dig. Like if you find anything, it gets reported to John. So.
Yeah, he wants to know. So come on, Anthony.
Yeah. Should I invite him in now if I knew how? Facebook's so complicated. Anyway.
Let's see if I can. I don't know if I can.
I think the room's locked. Like every time I create a room, people like 50 people try to join. Let's see what I can do. I can unlock the room and then.
Oh, there we go. George has unlocked the room.
Yeah. People can try to jump in.
Ooh, we can play games.
Can we play games?
There's a little play games button on my screen.
Nice. Let's play a game.
Games. Yeah, there's like Werewolves of Silvertown. Spyfall. That's a fun game.
This is the nerdiest thing.
I have
just sitting in it.
I have the I guess it's not really a it's a tabletop game. So I'll say I have the tabletop version of Spyfall.
Seed says it sends out an invite every time I make a room. Okay, I got to change that because I don't want to bug people.
Oh, I think
like every time I create a room, I want to send out an invite to people.
A notification last time you set up a room, but it didn't actually invite anybody.
Oh.
But Seeds is special. He might be getting his own invite.
Yeah, you can come in, Seeds. I don't care.
Come on.
Come on. So anyway, is there anything else you want to talk about? Any other? Linda wants a jacket. Seeds wants an excavator shirt. So is there anything else you want to talk about, or you want to hop off of here?
No. If we can't get Anthony or Seeds on, then I guess we'll wrap up.
It's a notification. Okay, Michael just said it was a notification. Still, man, I feel like nobody cares. Nobody cares about these. So I don't want to send notifications to every single person in the group every time I hop on a room.
I don't think it sends it to everybody in the group. I think it sends it to everybody that's friends with you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little different. Yeah. That's fine.
That's why I didn't do it as the secret podcast when we went to create the room, because that would probably send it to everybody in the group.
Oh.
But they might want to watch it live. I don't know.
Apparently Linda does.
Maybe we should do that.
And so does Donna. Well, I kind of thought we had a Patreon for a while, and we still got a Patreon. I think we have like 2 Patreons, and I feel like they're neglected because they get nothing. They're just like a couple of my long-time friends who are like, yes, I'll give you money to keep doing the podcast to help pay for servers or whatever, and then they probably forgot about it and it just keeps coming. I don't know. But I thought Seeds wanted to come. So one of the things, Jesus Christ, Seeds,
or like, yeah. Hey, Seeds, you put on a pair of headphones or something.
Serious?
Yeah, because we're gonna echo if you don't.
Okay, 1 second.
All right. Can I buy Seeds? Anyway. Anyway, so one of the things that Patreon members used to get was they would get the raw feed from the podcast recording. So like all of our ums and ums and like in between conversations, as long as there wasn't anything in there that that the person that was on the podcast didn't want to be there. And that was a long time ago. But I kind of thought like people wanted to kind of hear that. So I thought about why not doing the podcast recordings like this so that the people who care can sit there while we, bullshit and, talk in between segments or whatever and check it out and then take that audio and edit it down to a podcast. Does that make sense? Doing them live like this and then editing the audio down. I thought it'd be cool.
It takes away my safety blanket, but that's okay.
It takes away mine too. And can you imagine every time Brett does this, I won't be able to edit it anymore? Look at Seeds. Seeds is a sexy man.
I agree. He fools everybody with the hats.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got a cool bike too.
What? I don't know anything about the bike.
Hey guys, what's
going on?
What's up, man? Tell Bradley about your bike.
Oh, I got a hawk.
Dude, it's nice. It's sweet.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a 41-year birthday present to myself. So
that's nice.
Yeah, I appreciate
really
it.
Like
Thanks, guys.
My dad used to build bikes when I was super young. He had an 81 dresser.
Oh wow,
I think. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, and he was cool because back then everybody was doing choppers and stuff and weird rat bike designs, but he always liked to keep it classic.
Oh,
he wanted almost like a classic car. He liked that the smooth rolling chrome and that's your bike is that. It is a classic.
It looks definitely looks classic. It's newer, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's just a little boulevard cruiser to, release some stress sometimes, I guess you'd say.
Pick up the chicks.
Yeah,
we can say that because your wife can't hear.
Exactly.
That's so wrong.
Love you, honey.
So what have you been up to, man? You're down in San Francisco. Are you doing anything cool?
Oh,
you're not in San Francisco, right?
No, I'm about 2 hours out from where I like surfing. So, but yeah, San Francisco's actually sinking right now. They said on the news the other day. Sinking.
What?
San Francisco is sinking.
Wasn't California's finally falling off?
Yeah, wasn't it breaking apart?
Yeah, exactly. So it's breaking apart and it's sinking right now. So Brett, beware.
Brett's not in San Francisco.
Brett lives up on
the other side.
On the outskirts, right? Isn't he on the outskirts?
He's in Oakland. He's up on the hills, man.
Lucky guy.
Dude, you can
You
can sit on Brett's backyard, on his balcony,
no, you can't.
And it overlooks. Sometimes. And it overlooks San Francisco. You can see it. It's crazy beautiful. It's the most beautiful view I've ever seen. It's nice.
It's awesome. Yeah, San Francisco is nice. It really is a nice little setting, a place to bury a cask that you can't find.
Yeah.
I've been trying so hard.
One day, who knows?
Yeah, you never know.
Everybody's really focused on Aquatic Park right now, though, and that's cool. There's a lot of stuff there. So.
Oh, absolutely. I was stuck there for a good year and a half, trying to figure it out, and I got so far, but certain symbols that I've seen around the painting, like on the bottom. Let's just for instance, on the bottom lower corner of her apron, everybody calls it, I guess. On the bottom of the apron, there's a cross. Yeah. A cross and a square. Yeah. Well, for the life of me, I cannot place a cross unless it's like a ship mast.
Yeah.
Or something like that a cross would be, because you look at the cross, I'm thinking like, a church. And there's no churches around Aquatic Park. And every time I look at that cross, I said, I'm in the wrong place. And so for the past year, I've been not focusing on Aquatic Park no more. It just didn't add up all the way for me,
Yeah. It's that giant church that's near the hotel. What is it? I want to say Fairfield. That's not right. What's the
St. Mary's?
No, what's the F Hotel?
But there's that giant cross in Golden Gate Park as well.
Yeah, but there's also Juanecero's cross too. I don't know. I have a feeling that quite a few ladies on The Secret, shout out to the ladies, and I don't remember who dug behind the Don Coyote. Is that how you say Don Coyote?
Don Quixote?
Don Quixote?
Don Quixote.
Yeah, Don Quixote.
Yeah. Right. So behind that statue, I forgot who dug behind it, but a lot of people has been around that, and I'm wondering if people has actually maybe their theories do pan out. They're possibly digging in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I mean, like
there was a Don Quixote.
Robin
statue.
Which statue is this you're talking about? With Don Quixote?
So Don Quixote is like.
I know.
What are you talking about?
Who Don Quixote?
No.
Wrong.
I think Cease is talking about the giant silver dude.
No. Are you talking about one of the Legion?
No.
I'm talking about in Golden Gate Park.
Oh.
Hold on, I'll get it for you exactly.
I didn't know there was a Don Quixote statue in Golden Gate
That's probably
Park.
not Don Quixote. I don't know what I'm thinking about Don Quixote. Hold on. Go on, carry on. Let me get my sheet pulled up.
So what
I was going, to be honest.
what's the hotel the F is from?
Hey, Brad.
Fairmont?
Well, Fairmont, yes. Yeah, so there's a big ass church like right there out in front of the Fairmont. So, I don't know if you're looking for churches, crosses.
So anyway.
Oh, the Fairmont.
But the Golden Gate Park's got like crossover drive. It's got all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm surprised nobody's found anything out there. I'm surprised nobody. I mean, I don't know.
I know Linda's really active with Golden Gate Park.
No, Linda's active at Aquatic Park.
Yeah, very much.
That's what. Sorry. That's what I meant. Aquatic Park. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the first time I've ever dug on top of a building for somebody before.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That digging a hole on the roof of a building.
I remember probing up there, but I didn't dig.
Brad.
Yo.
Check your text messages. We got a group text.
Cervantes.
Yeah.
Cervantes.
Statue.
Man, that stupid, that guy, Gerald Gay. I know he dug at Huntington. Was Huntington Falls?
That's correct.
But before we thought about Huntington Falls, that one statue where we thought it was right inside of Golden Gate Park, right next to the museum, that was an amazing solution for whoever had it. Whoever dug that hole, that was amazing. At the bottom of that giant pole where it was pointing down, that was the name of that statue.
In Golden Gate Park?
Yeah, the one.
I know what you're talking about.
Let me just pull up a map, right? I forget the name of the statue. We should really prepare for these things.
Well, while you're looking at that, one thing I did notice, and I'd like to share with everybody, and I've been kind of putting out some sarcasm feelers on the Facebook page. But one thing I did notice, and I kind of took it from Boston, was I noticed with the San Francisco image, it's really dark, right? San Francisco is very dark. Well, one of the brightest things in San Francisco is the yellow trim, right? With the yellow letterings and the yellow symbols.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, one day I was thinking, is Golden Gate, right? So what if that's not really representing yellow? It's representing gold.
Yeah, I always
kind
of thought that was supposed to be like gold, like the text is in gold, like almost like gold leaf.
And I never really, I don't read Everybody's Solutions or anything like that, but I never really seen it brought up. Okay, so I took. Okay, so that's gold, and just like Boston, like the Boston Pops, and then on the very top of the heel, it looks like the round door, but it really looks like a gate.
Yeah.
Right. So golden gate, following me?
Yeah.
And then the apron, like a lot of people think, well, it looks like the shape of Golden Gate Park, but that gold is wrapped completely all the way around Golden Gate Park, everybody thinks, right?
Yeah.
So there it is right there, Golden Gate, and then the outline of Golden Gate Park.
I mean, that goes back to what we were saying earlier about the New Orleans painting. It's just a different way to look at what JJP's trying to tell you with the art, you know? Trying to give you a message with the elements.
What about Linda finding the hat on the nose of the dragon?
That was cool.
I'm 100% sold on that.
Cool. That was one of those things, like, that was sort of, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a dig confirmer or anything, but it was sort of like the home plate thing. Like, you wouldn't know it until somebody pointed it out to you, and after somebody pointed it out to you, you can't see anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a hat, or is it just a nose with a tooth on the bottom of it?
Dude, it's
weird, though. It's weird.
It's completely different.
Shown.
Yeah.
I mean, he has it where he painted it, made a perfectly line around it, and I mean, it's definitely there.
Yeah.
Baseball.
But it's one of the things you wouldn't see in the book.
I don't know.
Like, in the book, you can't really see it. It's really clear in the actual painting.
Yeah.
It's not super clear in the book. So I don't know. It's weird. Oh, and the statue I was talking about earlier is the Giuseppe Verdi statue. So it was kind of going along with what you were saying too. The top of it's gold. It's got a bunch of people holding up like a flag on a flagpole, and then there's a baby taking this giant step up with the flagpole, like bringing the flagpole up, and then somebody sort of drew a line down the flagpole to the dirt and dug right there. Mm-hmm. That was a creative solution. I mean, it was obviously wrong, but it was creative. Yeah,
the Siege, you were talking about the gold writing around the bottom of the apron. I always thought it was interesting that the Roman numerals flip after you get underneath her arms. So I always felt like there was something you're supposed to do, like maybe read the top half one way, but flip the image around to read it the other way.
Yeah.
And then when I got to the images, the little markings towards the very bottom that you were talking about, it's almost like, so there's like the two triangles on top of each other. They make kind of like a little diamond with the line in the middle, and then you have the two semicircles like they're like right next to each other, and it almost looks like vertical and horizontal symmetry. And then you have what you're talking about, the cross and the square. So it's almost like it's giving you instructions on like what to do with the image. Like you're supposed to fold it or you're supposed to flip it and play with the symmetry. Just, I don't know. Since you brought that up, that's kind of something I've always thought about. Those whatever that's supposed to be at the bottom of the dress.
Really awesome. So do you think one of Byron's main goals was for you to cut that page out and flip it and bend it and turn it every which way?
I mean, it's a couple dollars back in the day, It's not like it's $1,000 book now.
Yeah.
So it's very possible you're supposed to just tear it out and like maybe you're supposed to fold it up like a paper airplane. I don't know. See what you get.
So like I was talking, I love conversations like this because I was talking to a friend the other day about progress in The Secret and how it sort of just stopped, right? Good progress sort of just stopped. And I was wondering if maybe we're going about the puzzles sort of in the wrong way. Like every puzzle has sort of a beginning, middle, and end. It has a little bit of a progression. And because of the way The Secret was marketed, did we go about the progression of the puzzle the wrong way? Did we just hop into the middle of it, just focusing on these images and these verses without understanding how they work? Like, is there something in the beginning of the book that tells you how to, does this make sense? It tells you more how to do the puzzle? Because like we've been playing these games where we're finding exact matches for stuff in the painting, and then we're sort of trying to make the verse fit, and it's just not working. Like, are we doing this wrong? Have we jumped in the middle of it without understanding what we need to be doing?
Well, I think one of the things I really liked that we brought up recently during our conversation was the idea where it's fairies treasures coming to, or something like that, or fairies puzzles coming to, whatever the line is.
Yeah.
And the idea, fairy secrets coming to, that we came up with the idea that, well, maybe these puzzle types are matched in different puzzles. So maybe two of the puzzles are solved the same way, another two are solved the same way, so there's 6 different ways to solve these puzzles. being that there's 12 puzzles. So your first two, Chicago and Cleveland, were pretty straightforward. Boston, not so much. So which one is like Boston? You know, which one do we need to solve like Boston? One of these has to be very similar to Boston. If that's true, if there's 6 ways to solve these, one of them is going to be like Boston.
The most similar painting to Boston's painting is the Roanoke painting.
Right.
That's the most visually similar. And whether or not it's, you know, whether or not they work the same, I don't know.
Right.
What JJP screwed me up during that EU interview, or during some interview, where he was like, you have to look at where these paintings are in the book, like which ones are bookends, what positions are they, like, why does that matter? You know, if that matters, we're missing something. Like, you know,
like a story all the way through.
If there's something that has to do with the positions of the paintings, we are obviously missing something. And if we're missing something like that, what else are we missing?
Right. Well,
I don't remember who it was that said it. Somebody said that with the San Francisco painting, I remember, hopefully, correctly, that you should turn it. It should be turned to see. I believe Kit Palancar, I'm not sure if it was AJ, Anthony, told Anthony, or he told
I think you're confusing it with Charleston, because I was told in order to view Charleston correctly, you have to sort of manipulate the painting, but it didn't really work. And that wasn't really told to me. Like I've never tried to push that on people, because it wasn't like Palancar told me. It was like a fourth hand sort of, I heard this from another guy kind of thing. But it made sense in a way. And then I think Kent made a post on Facebook once where he was like, why don't you try turning Charleston this way and look at, doesn't it kind of make a shape? But that kind of puzzle doesn't translate very well to the printed page. Like, it works really well in a painting, in a three-dimensional space, but it doesn't work so much on a two-dimensional book. So, and it definitely doesn't work in Photoshop. So,
okay. I don't know about Photoshop. I'm not very experienced with that, but I'll have to disagree with you on the two-dimensional page idea. For instance, I can't remember off the top of my head this image, but there's the image that we're all pretty familiar with that has the skull painted into it, and then you turn the painting down and look from the end, and that's the only time you actually see the skull. Otherwise, you're just looking at a couple guys in a room.
Well, but
and if you print that image out and you lay it down and look at it on a flat piece of paper, it 100% works. Heck, it works if you do it on your tablet.
But you're looking at that painting and you know something's there. You know you've got a trick. There's a weird little thing. It's not there. He's not trying to hide that in the painting. It's just sort of an Easter egg to that painting, right? And Palancar's trying to hide it, coupled with the fact that this is not a huge art book, and it's printed in really crappy quality, like compared to other books of paintings. Like, I just don't think it works. I don't know.
I think it's very possible. Especially when you have the line perspective should not be lost. I mean, that just lends you towards it. I mean, obviously we think that's a different puzzle. They think that's Houston, but
it's odd that's paired with the only painting that has like that sort of perspective in it. Like, all paintings have a little bit of perspective, but that's the only one with that sort of specific perspective. Right. It's weird. There's a lot of weird things, and like they all have to. These weird things should mean something, but we don't exactly know what, and we don't know why.
Well, there was an article, right, that JJP, when it first came out with Byron, I forget who it was, and like I'm totally not prepared for this.
No, it's fine.
Well, sorry, this is off the cuff.
He did say in an article, not sure if I'm getting the words correctly, but where the painting leaves off, the verse may pick up, or vice versa, or something like that.
Right. He did say that.
You know, and also there's a question that I received on Facebook to ask. Do you guys think the verses may be intertwined, like you're talking about, like the bookends? The verses may be scrambled that work with each other, or do you think they're individual, like how they are?
No,
like there's a line to a different puzzle in a different verse.
They're intertwined, maybe like let's say New York and San Francisco, and you're supposed to mash them and figure them out.
That would be super.
I mean, if there's a 13th. Wow! Look what I just got.
Oh,
yes.
Nice. Yeah. Nobody drinks beer.
Thank you. I mean, if there's a 13th cask, which I'm not a subscriber to that idea, but if there's a 13th cask, that might be a way to find it.
Do you think there's a 13 casque? No. I don't, personally.
Other than the tribute hunt? No, I don't think so. But I would be delighted if somebody would prove me wrong.
Yeah.
That would be freaking awesome, wouldn't it? It's like, oh, this 13. So why not look? So if you are looking for it, keep on searching.
Yeah. Like somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody just pops up on Facebook like, suck it, George. I found one in Peoria.
That's great. So do you guys think, since I'm a big searcher in San Francisco, do you guys think that maybe we're missing something?
I don't.
What are we missing? What are we missing? We're missing something. We're missing something. Quite a bit of them, I assume.
Well, the thing I worry about the most in San Francisco is how much aquatic park was changed. That whole recreational beach area with the seating and everything. When that was put in, that bothers me because I don't know what could have possibly been there before that.
Yeah.
No, the
but
seating.
Other than that,
the seating, though, if I remember correctly, they just redone it. They tore it out and they reconcreted in the same place, right?
No. I don't know for a fact. I'm giving you this secondhand. But according to wow, he's gonna hate me. His name is slipping my mind. Our lovely San Francisco resident
Matt?
Yes. Sorry, Matt. It's the beer. I'm blaming the alcohol.
One sip in.
Matt told me that that is just completely new. That they tore all that out. There was not seating there previously. That was like a whole new project.
Like San Francisco.
That there used to be drinkable area there.
All the parks in San Francisco are like that, though. Like Portsmouth Square, completely redone. Golden Gate Park, everything changes constantly. Like San Francisco is a completely evolving city. So
yeah, especially Golden Gate Park, where the old Chinese museum used to be right there. That has been demolished. It's been just scrape clean, at least 2 to 3 feet down. So if it was anywhere near there, it's gone. I mean, heavy machinery gone. Not barely digging with a little excavator behind home plate. We're talking heavy gone.
Yeah.
Linda posted recently about, I think it was like 1983, where it wasn't actually Ghirardelli there. It was some sort of theater or something instead.
No, it was still Ghirardelli, but there was actually a movie theater to the right of it for a little while.
Where
back in
where the Fairmont parking garage is now?
Right, to the right of it, It was still attached to the same building, but it was just so if you're looking at Ghirardelli, it was to the right. And that was only there, I think, for a few years. I don't think it lasted very long.
But it was a Chinese movie theater?
I might be wrong. Sorry, guys.
But you're saying it was a Chinese movie theater?
No, just a movie theater.
That's
it would be
there was
that would be huge.
There was a Ghirardelli pavilion in Golden Gate Park, right?
Yep.
And it was right around Shakespeare Garden or something. It was right up in that area.
Yeah.
Right in the area everybody's looking at.
There was also the Ghirardelli card shelter, they called it at one point. I think that's still around, but I don't think it's called Ghirardelli no more because the Ghirardellians, their family made them rip it off and quit donating to it, so they took down the sign. There's a little sitting area with some chess pieces on it.
It's just the weirdest things, like weirdest connections and weirdest tie-ins that we don't understand. Like the Chinese pavilion in Golden Gate Park has a match in Houston, right? Isn't it in Houston that has the exact same pavilion?
Oh, really?
Like their sister pavilions. Yeah,
that's
didn't
know
know that?
Pavilions,
know that.
Yeah, but I think I want to say one of them was too new for the book. Like one of them was there, and then one of them was built
I was
afterwards.
So I hate to say this, but I was born in '79, and I remember 8, 9 years old. We were going to San Francisco, and Ghirardelli was there. That was the favorite place to go because it smelled good. You had the piers. So that's been there forever, as long as I can remember. One person, Michael Lutz, you said possibility of Twain being a street like Congress in Chicago. Now, when I read the verse, it says the object of Twain's intention, and when it's talking about object, that's something you can touch. I mean, I guess you can touch a street sign, but I'm thinking it's more like possibly a statue or a physical object that you can actually reach out and grab.
I mean, those steamboats, the steamboats for that line was really good.
It was. I agree.
But unless
There's
it's
so much
just
there
talking
that
about
Twain's attention.
Yeah,
There's
unless it's just talking about a general direction, steamboats move. Like where, so unless it's just talking about towards the water, you don't know.
That's why I was surprised about Boston, about the flags being with the ship. I guess maybe because that boat's there all the time to make that as, you know.
Yeah, that thing was docked. That thing, it moves sometimes, but very rarely.
Yeah, so that's possible that San Francisco, talking about aquatic park, it could be one of the boats right there for sure. The High Post R3. I mean, because they've been there forever. The Fire, I believe it is.
Yeah, that one boat that's always docked there, and it does. I don't know if it still does, but it used to do little laps around the bay there. You could pay and get a ticket, and they would sell it around. But it's always there, and it has the High Post R3, and they are wooden. And it could possibly be Twain Dimension. I like Aquatic Park a lot.
Anthony wants to know, AJ. Well, I call him AJ. But Anthony Jasad wants to know what you guys think about him finding Gary in the apron. Did you guys see that? Well, anyways, you can make out like the street
the apron?
Gary on the apron.
That's my first. Yeah. That's my legal first name.
Oh, is it?
Like Gary.
So
yeah,
but he spelled it Geary. What's up? Yeah, Geary.
I saw that. And somebody else said posted something else that could be a different word, but yeah, no, it does look like it could be some sort of cursive word.
Good night, baby. Guys, I have bad news.
Gotta go.
Oh. Rachel's going to bed, and I want to go with her.
You don't have to stop.
Yeah.
Can we do this?
Double barrel it, baby.
Can we do this? Can we do this again though? This is a lot of fun. See, do you want to come back and we'll just do this again one day soon?
Yeah.
You know what? I'd like
Anthony
to
on?
prepare. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Have some notes this time.
All right,
Appreciate it, guys.
cool. Yeah, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
So Bradley,
thank you guys.
I'll see you later.
Hey.
Talk to you guys later.